What's going on, you bunch of heathens? I've never seen this video pop up before. Despite how much I love Wendigoon, and I watched a lot of his older content, this one decided to pop up on my video feed. And the title caught me by surprise. It's called Christmas with the Kranks is Satanic Communist Propaganda. And the thing about it is, I didn't even know it was Wendigoon at first. So when I saw that it was, I was like, oh, I've definitely got to watch this. This is 4 years old, less than 1 million views, which is super strange for a Wendigoon video nowadays. I had to check it out. Make sure you guys watch the original. It's linked below. Let's jump in.
Christmas with the Kranks is a communist satanic propaganda film that proliferates ideas such as the fall of American culture and the rise of idolatry. So now that I have your attention, Christmas with the Kranks is hailed.
Oh no, you definitely caught my attention. Like, the title itself
as a
caught my
pretty
attention.
family-friendly movie. As a matter of fact, my family watches it every year. But there's
always
same
been
here. Something
I
wrong
love this
with
fucking
the way
movie.
The film is structured and shot, and it hit me after watching it this year, as I have every year past. If you've never seen it, that's fine. I'm going to give a very brief run through of the plot while hitting
Spoilers
all the
ahead.
beats that back up my theory, and at the end we'll talk about the overarching theme of it and why I am so confident in this belief. Also, in research for this, I saw that Jack Saint made a video with a similar title. However, I didn't watch it as to not sway my opinion. So
about
if we
cults.
both talk about the exact same thing, then I'm right. Let's get started. As always, thank you for watching.
Thank you for making
it. On a
it.
rather solemn note, with two parents delivering their child to the airport as she is going away for a year to join the Peace Corps. Now, this idea of departure is going to be harkened back to later in the movie, in fact, very soon, but here we see at the beginning someone leaving the group at this moment a family unit, but then it'll be applied to the larger community. The parents are very sad as it is Christmas, and this is a big deal as a tradition in their home. On the way back home, Home Improvement stops at the grocery store, in which we run into our first piece of propaganda of the film.
That.
We see here a Santa Claus figure selling Santa Claus figure trinkets, in this case umbrellas. As we'll come to see, this theme of Christmas is everywhere around this town, to the point that the entire population is infected with this idea of seasonal cheer. And while right now it's not a big deal, it certainly amps up in like 10 minutes. Through the literal fog of the storm, he sees a way out, away from this depression of the season that has been to him, and here we have what the movie sees as his first mistake, and that is free will. See, the community the neighborhood he lives in is obsessed with Christmas to an unholy degree. Not only are they obsessed with Christmas themselves, but
they really are. The thing that I hate the most about not even necessarily hate, it's my issue with one of the things with this, like, he constantly says they're skipping Christmas. Like, that's not the term I would use. It's, hey, instead of spending a bunch of money and whatnot on Christmas this year, we're gonna save that money and go on a vacation for Christmas. That makes sense. That's all you had to say. And I know later on in the movie they talk about how, oh, we'll still put up your Christmas stuff and whatnot. It's like, homie, if you want to pay my electric bill, go ahead. If not, fuck off.
I want everyone else to be obsessed with Christmas. And not only do they want everyone else to be obsessed with Christmas, they do not accept if someone else is not. We'll get into that in a second, but the movie treats this as the first bad move, as he is not thinking as part of a group and instead thinking for himself. The next day, Home Improvement goes into work and begins counting the price of how much this trip will cost him, and we see our first sign of judgment from those around him. Though they do not know his intentions yet, they are already looking down on him for falling out of the general idea of how they're supposed
God, still, that's fucking insane to me, by the way. Like, back then, it was what? They every Christmas year, they'd spend $6,000, was it? Which is just an insane amount to spend on a single holiday every year.
Wife, he then tells her the idea that he wants
in
to
the
skip
early
Christmas,
2000s.
and she immediately meets this with opposition. After converting her through much deliberation, with the promise that they will still donate money to the church, and that matters in a second, she decides it's a good idea. However, the next day, the town does not. We see the first sign of this whenever the next day, Home Improvement lets the people at his work know that he will not be partaking in Christmas this year, to which he is met with opposition immediately. Halloween is in the same circumstance. Whenever she is asked about Christmas cards, and says that she will not be buying any this year. He immediately asked why, which would seem at first like he is overstepping his boundaries, but that is nothing compared to what they do later. In the next scene,
I know
she's at
that,
dinner
but
with
still,
friends, to which
that's still really, yeah, I forgot. God, if you think about it, yeah, this is really fucking weird. I never really thought about that. Yeah, like they play it off as jokes, but it's also like, he really is that upset about it to where he's bothering, like, no, that is weird.
the same man walks up, interrupts their lunch, begins asking her why she isn't buying Christmas cards, and lets everyone else at the table know that she's not buying Christmas cards before he goes back to his seat.
About your Christmas invitations.
No party this year.
No party?
No Christmas Eve party?
She's not ordering Christmas cards either.
He just walked up to
what
make
the
things
fuck?
difficult for her. Is this met with opposition by those at the table? No, quite the opposite. They get on his side and begin berating her at why she is making her own decisions. People get increasingly odd throughout this movie. Like, as it goes on, they become more and more unacceptable in their behavior. One of the friends says a line here that's very indicative of the thought process of the town when she asked, "What will we do?" Now, the town does not care that Home Improvement and Halloween's Kid went away to the Peace Corps in South America for a year. They are only concerned with what will happen to themselves or to the collective as a whole. It's to the point that they are offended by the idea that they could think for themselves outside of this community. After refusing to buy a Christmas tree from the children in the community, who, as it's seen, are very pushy and sort of understanding, after they refuse to buy a Christmas tree, the town then goes to their leader, or you could even say the head of state, to report to him that they are not being part of the whole. That night, as the entire town all at once begins...
God, that is super weird. Like, yeah. Like, I'm sorry, I kind of getting invested in this, and it's super weird that, oh, they're not buying a tree from us or whatnot. They're not doing Christmas decorations this year or all that shit. Decides to go complain to him about it. Like, oh my God, that's so weird. Add on to the fact that, what would they do if there's like someone who doesn't celebrate Christmas? Like, what if there's someone Jewish or Muslim in there, or just doesn't like celebrating the holiday? Like, what?
Building their altars, the head of the state, played by I Was a Ghostbuster, goes to Home Improvement
Oh, that's
and
so
begins to try to
mean.
coerce him into joining back to the fold and putting up lights just like everyone else, or more appropriate for this example, just like us. Home Improvement says no, to which we then see the reference to the true villain of the film, Frosty.
Perfect time to put up Frosty.
I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way because it's important for the entire overarching theory of this, but essentially Frosty is Baphomet the blood god. I mean, look at their hands. Like, what more do you want?
I'm
See, at
sorry,
least at the beginning,
what? That's... God, I love Wendigoon. I love how deadpan he is. Just, he's Baphomet, the blood god. Like, that's such an insane sentence to say that that's what Frosty is. Frosty's the blood god. God, I love Wendy.
whenever they decided to take this quote-unquote selfish act to leave and go to the Caribbean for a vacation, they kept their money in the church because they felt like that was important. However, as we'll see, Baphomet is a jealous god who will not allow them to hold idols besides him himself. After an argument in which the neighbor comments on the futility of work and climbing the social ladder, obviously a reference to equality and socialism,
Still working for the man, huh? Thought they would have made you partner by now.
I gotta get to work.
Well, have a good one, old man.
God, I fucking hated him. If you've seen the movie, let me know. Did y'all hate him as well? Like, he was so fucking annoying. Like, I get it. You're taking care of your wife or whatever, I think, but God, you are fucking miserable. Still working. Yeah, bitch. I'm not retired yet. I'm still working age. Like, what the fuck do you mean? I hated him. He had a stick up his ass, and I hated him for it.
we then see the neighborhood become erratic, standing on the property.
That's why I don't fucking... This is why... Like, honestly, this movie is probably, like, a big reason into... Not only am I just antisocial and whatnot, but this movie itself probably influenced me subconsciously on why I do not talk to my fucking neighbors. I don't like talking to them. I don't need to talk to them. You have your life, I have mine. Don't fucking talk to me.
Of Home Improvement and Halloween, and begin shouting while Halloween is home, asking them to bring out Frosty. This methodic chanting over and over for their lead.
Oh, I understand why the fuck he's saying Halloween now. It's Jamie Lee Curtis, I believe, right? Let me double check. So, 2004. So $6,000 in 2004 money, by the way. Okay, it is. Yeah, it is Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay, that's why he keeps calling her Halloween. That was. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that, but yes.
Leader or their idol to be brought out and placed on the roof is haunting, to say the least. In fear for her life, Halloween gets into her car and begins to drive away.
God, yes, this part where they're all just staring at her. It's so fucking disconcerting. Like, it's honestly fucking strange. Like, this really fucking bugs me as a kid. Like, I'm just like, even as an adult now, like, even as a kid, I was like, nah, bro, run those fucking people over. You're fucking, I'm in fear of my life. You're blocking me. This is fucking kidnapping.
And this
like,
scene
no.
is shot like a horror movie for good reason. I was a Ghostbuster, then runs over, grabs onto the window of the car.
Like, no,
and
that's
this
not
happens as
okay.
She's driving away. These people are so
That
desperate
freaked me out.
for their
That freaked me
master
out
to
too.
be brought out to them. They're beginning to sacrifice their own
God.
things in the hopes of its return. I know.
God, the way he said that so seriously is fucking amazing. Hold on. Oh my god, that's so good.
I need to bring up another concept that is important for the propaganda this movie perpetuates, and that is the idea that Home Improvement and Halloween are the ones in the wrong. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, you may be watching this right now saying, well, obviously they're the fine ones, the town is crazy. But if you have watched the movie, everything I'm saying seems contradictory because you know that the town is supposed to be in the right. This movie sees the idea of them stepping out of the boundaries of what
Except here's the thing, I watch that movie every year. I love that movie. I never once thought that the town was in the right for how they were acting. I always thought they were in the wrong because it's like, dude, these two people just want to fucking go on vacation for Christmas. They're saving their money and they want to go out because their daughter isn't going to be home. That makes perfect sense to me.
Supposed to be doing, and that is the bad thing. We'll get into it more at the end, but as a matter of fact, Home Improvement gets the character arc or the redemption arc throughout this film, not the town. And as a matter of fact, the town is proven right in all of their absolutely insane practices. To push this, we then see Home Improvement relying back on a natural human sin, and that is the sin of pride. Of course, the movie sees this as a bad thing as they are then punished for it. The point I mentioned with the church earlier is important because now they run into the father of their church. Completely out of context for the rest of this movie, whenever the father sees Halloween, there is a still shot of him staring directly at her chest in a very creepy manner, and it goes on for a few seconds. There's no reason this should be in the movie.
That is weird. I never thought about that. I did always find it weird that the fucking, like, priest or whatever of the church is just like he's like checking her out. Like, yeah, it's a little weird to see her in a bikini, but at the same time, she's at a fucking tanning salon, you know? Like, it can't be that weird.
Unless it was to perpetuate the idea that fathers and priests and religion don't matter, or at the very least are as sinful as everyone else. And as we all know with religious theory, whenever God is pushed away, that allows new gods to come in. Now, which god would that be? Frosty the Snowman. We then see the police officers come to the door and continue this perpetuation of trying to monetarily sell Christmas, and when again Home Improvement decides to be his own man or the individualist and not be a part of it, they begin to shame him for it. We see this here as evidence of a corrupt state. If you do not think like the rest of us, the state will not think for you. The aforementioned neighbor, perpetuating communist ideals, then has the carolers go to Home Improvement and Halloween's house in order to torture him into coming back to the fold.
Yeah, this is like some real psychological warfare torture type shit. Like, what was it in Waco? They blared death metal and the sound of like dying rabbits at them, trying to get them to come out. And then it's not even the only place where that's been used. The US was a big user of it in Vietnam, I want to say. Blasting spooky sounds into the fucking forest.
Tell me this scene isn't shot like a horror movie.
Oh, this definitely is. It's got to be on purpose. Nah, fuck off.
This looking in through the window is absolutely a reference to the surveillance state that perpetuates most socialist cultures. They then hide from this state in the basement where they see the only thing that can save them, and that is the idol of Frosty. This then cuts into a transition of the children once again shouting, "Free Frosty," or "Release our God unto us, that we may be like all the other nations." Everything seems to be going well, as if they are going to win, and individualism will take over until they are called back by tradition. And what tradition is more obvious than that of family? When the daughter calls and says that she is coming home, Halloween then has an immediate change of heart and decides that they are going to continue Christmas and be like everyone else. Home Improvement is initially mad about this, but she puts her foot down and he is simply stuck.
I mean, I don't blame him. By the way, this whole thing, I don't blame him for being mad about this. Can I just say that? I really don't blame him for being upset over her randomly deciding to cancel the trip. They've been getting hell for wanting to do this. They're saving money. The tickets are already bought. Like, no. And then she just decides to fucking change it and blame it on him.
It's all your stupid idea.
5 minutes ago, I was a genius.
Yeah, well, now you're an idiot.
What's interesting here is that now this is the part where every neighbor was proved right. If we were watching the story from the other side, this would be the happy end for the hero.
Happy holidays.
At the beginning, Home Improvement said he wanted nothing to do with him, and now he has to go back to each one of them, one at a time, admit his faults, and hope that they will accept him back. When, once again, he has done nothing wrong by our standards, but by the ideas that community must exist above all, that's where his sin lies. Finally, Home Improvement decides to fall back on the safe God.
God, I love the fact that to pull it up, he put a fucking noose on Frosty.
He's known before, and put him back on his pedestal that he may be like all the others and worship the same idol they do. However, he still must pay his penance, and as the jealous God carries it out,
We're going to go back that way.
God, they never really, this part always freaked me out, and they never really explained why Frosty's eyes started to fucking glow here. And honestly, kind of gives like thumbs up to Wendigoon's theory.
No.
he is hung before the people so that they may laugh and point and look upon the outsider for not being like themselves. After the people are done shaming the non-believer for separating himself and thinking independently, we then have a speech from our head of state who tells everyone to come together in this time, and in a talk that would make Lenin proud, rallies the community together.
We're a community, and the people in a community stick together. Why should the daughter pay for the sins of the father? Get home.
Oh my God, he didn't commit any fucking sins though. God, I hated this as well. Like, I thought it was cool that the community came together in the movie. It's like, yeah, despite all the shit, like, we're still, I don't know. Like, it was like, yeah, we're still gonna fucking help you. But it just really rubbed me the wrong way.
I Was a Ghostbuster holds so much power that he even threatens the police officers.
I don't know if we could do that.
Shall I call the chief?
We could do that.
Showing
That was
in
a weird-
communist
that was
society,
weird
those
side.
of community hold the most strength. At the end of the movie, however, Home Improvement is still relying on himself and still holding to himself and his ideas of freedom. It's these last glimmers of individualism that his wife shames him for, and that he himself realizes is the wrong thing to do as he decides to join back to the fold. In his final line of the movie, he repeats the same thing to himself that the entire town had been telling him from the beginning.
Skipping Christmas. What a stupid idea.
Showing that free thought is truly useless. Finally, at the end,
God.
we pan up, and what do we see but this? The blood god, now satisfied with the sacrifice,
God, the blood god.
has decided to make his presence known and tempt the audience to join in this idyllic winter wonderland and simply become a part of the fold and fall into the religion of all the others. The blood god waves at the camera, tempting the audience to become a part of this winter paradise, and all that we must do is believe in his image. So that was the basic rundown of the plot, but there are some other ideas in it that I need to explain that are shown throughout the movie. At the beginning of the movie, the guy who played Santa Claus comes back later at the end, and the joke within the film is that he is the real Santa Claus. As a matter of fact, it is his car that is seen at the very, very end of the movie after Frosty flying over the city skyline. What we have here is a bastardized representation of the Godhead, more specifically the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. As I said before, this movie is
I'm sorry.
highly against, more specifically the Father,
Wait.
Son, and Holy Spirit.
Wow, holy shit. This is a fucking crazy video. Make sure you guys like it.
As I said before, this movie is highly against Christianity and the thoughts of religion outside of Satanism. Therefore, the movie offers this as a replacement for the original Trinity. It's a joke throughout the movie that the character Marty knows everyone, therefore displaying an amount of omnipotence. Well, at the end,
he
we
knows
see all
everyone, but
three
no one knows
bodies
him.
coming together into one form to let the audience know that they are an escape from the world as we know it. There are also several symbols that are seen throughout the movie, such as that of the names and sexualities.
God, and also the you could have kept the joke in, but the actual addition of the Frosty moving and him actually being Santa Claus and having his car get pulled by reindeer seemed like such a strange addition to the movie as well. Like it was kind of strange, and then that
of the characters. There's a scene earlier in the movie in which Halloween is telling children at a hospital the story of the Grinch as the camera continuously cuts back to Home Improvement. This is a very obvious parallel between the two characters, stating that our main character is the Grinch of this story, or the Ebenezer Scrooge, or the miser of Christmas. However, unlike in those stories, whenever the characters were trying to ruin Christmas for everyone else, our character simply just wants to be left alone. However, this is seen as unacceptable to this story.
And honestly, don't blame the Grinch either. I actually kind of felt for the Grinch a lot of the time, because it was like, nah, bro, I just want to be fucking left alone. But every time this time of year, y'all fucking party so hard, it bothers me up on my mountain. So fuck y'all, I'm gonna go fuck over your fucking holiday. Like, I understand it. Scrooge is just fucking rich boy who just wants to be left alone on Christmas as well. All about money. Fuck all y'all.
And any thought of oneself is considered selfish, no matter the consequences. Our story considers him to be the Grinch, and any opinion outside of that is immediately discredited in favor of his punishment.
Good morning, Mr. Scrooge.
Walmart called, said I had to buy my own cheap perfume since Santa Claus isn't coming this year.
At the beginning of the movie,
God, another thing with this is they all only really want them for their contributions that they make. You realize that? No Christmas bonuses for any of his workers from him personally. Like that. I guess I gotta buy my own cheap perfume. Cops are upset because they aren't donating to them. The rest of the community is upset because they're not buying a tree from, like, that kind of thing. Is it only because they spend so much money and donate and whatnot to everyone else.
We see Home Improvement perform what seems to be a sort of ritual dance, to which Halloween then begins to undress herself, ready to make love to him. Keep in mind they are both a part of the community at this point wholeheartedly, and we can see these occult dances enticing her to lie with him. As far as the name goes, Home Improvement's name in the film is Luther, a common substitution for the word Lucifer. This is once again quite obviously a very direct point at the idea that he is in the wrong. While on the other end, the character who it turns out is Santa Claus is named Marty, very close to martyr. What kind of martyr? The Son of God. We see here the struggle between God and the devil as it is played out, with in the end God prevailing. However, in this story, God is the one who believes in community, a return to tradition, and a rejection of the ideas that one can think for themselves. And the devil, who believes himself to be okay and capable of making his own decisions, is shamed, beat down, and converted back to the ideas that he once belonged to. Christmas with the Kranks is a telling of a mild couple who decide to break away from the ties that have beset them for so long and simply commit to each other and themselves in a land apart. But then, as the devil...
God, that's right. Also, her friends, they were upset because she wasn't throwing a party, right? I think that's what was going on in it. So, yeah. I forgot about that as well.
Into the garden, they recognize that they were wrong to figure out something for themselves and should instead rely on what they have always known, which is the people, the socialist idea of togetherness. Our main character is given the redemption arc because it was him who was in the wrong for looking on his own life and deciding to change it without first confronting the entire community and thinking about the we instead of the I. It is a cautionary tale of what those who act in a capitalist idea or an idea of oneself should and will face if they ever decide to depart from that they've known. In other words, there's no need to think, and simply trust your dark master. Also, the movie shows several ideas and threats of terrorism throughout for these people who give to capitalism, such as the United States. For example, the shot at the end of the movie of Santa's carriage flying over the city with skyscrapers visible in the background is a very blatant reference to 9/11. Thank you all so much for watching.
I'm sorry, what, Helmy? What was this upload? Oh, this was 23rd, okay.
Everyone. I just wanted to make this because I thought it was perfect for the holidays. So thank you, Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you to all my viewers. Like I said before, my channel's doing great and it really means the most. Thank you to all of my patrons, but a very special thank you to my top tier patrons. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Peth. Thank you, Eddie.
Kayla. Isn't his wife's name Kayla? I'm not,
Thank
don't
you,
quote
Benjamin.
me. I know it's the same person, but that's instantly where my mind went.
Thank you, Saucy. Thank you, Phasia. Thank you, Steven. Did I get everyone? Yeah, I got everyone. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Like I've said before, it really does mean the most. Part 2 will probably be up maybe after Christmas, not sure yet. But Merry Christmas to everyone.
Wait,
thank you.
Part 2?
Maybe after Christmas, not sure yet.
What
Merry
part
Christmas
2?
to everyone. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Okay, what's part 2? Oh, it's part of his conspiracy theory. Iceberg series. Part 5, 2 out of 2. Okay, that's probably what it was. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Well, that was Wendigoon. Christmas with the Kranks is a Satanic Communist Propaganda. Holy shit. I still can't tell if this was made in satire. Like, I can't tell if this was satirical or not, but holy shit, I was entertained either way. Still really good. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, you guys take care of yourselves. See ya.